In progress.
Hello, my name is Michael Regan, and this is my ca298 Project 1 submission. So the project is a Django application that has 2 forms and 4 pages. So here is my index. You're brought onto Michael's Pizzeria, and you can create your own pizza. When you press that, you're given this form, the pizza form, and you get the option to choose a size, a crust, a sauce, and cheese. So if we just here quickly make a pizza, and then we have these toppings here, and we can pick, let's say pepperoni and mushroom, and then we say order. We're brought to the next form here, our deliveries form. So let's say we say Michael Regan, our address 123 house, and then our card number. So the card number slot here, it's a decimal field, but it has custom validations in the models.py file. So these it has to be 16 digits long. So if we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we say if this is for the sake of this demonstration, we make it 17, and then we fill in our valid expiry date, the 1st of the 24th, and then a valid CVV, and then we say save. It's not going to work because this has to be 16 digits long. So let's make it 16 digits long, but then change our expiry date to the 1st of the 21st. It's not going to work because then it would have already been expired. So it has to be valid. And then this our CVV also has to be 3 digits long. It's not going to work. Let's make it 3 digits long, but let's change this to the 13th. Obviously the 13th doesn't exist, so it's not going to work. But this is just a char field that I've added a lot of custom validations to so that it works. So if we make this, it has to be 5 characters long, so 16 characters long, not going to work. Or what was if I was to say 2024? Still not going to work. It has to be in this form. And then let's just make this a valid month. There we go. So then, and then our order is confirmed. Order confirmed. Size, sauce, crust, cheese, and then here's our toppings that we picked. So let's say the thing to note here is that if we go back into our pizza form, these options here are all dynamic. They're not actually in the code. These are all objects created by an admin. So into our admin here, and we want to say we want to pick a size. Our sizes are all objects. And we create a new size. We say, oh wait, double XL. I think double XL already existed, but if we were to go down into our pizza creator again, so creator, the size, yeah, there it is twice. And the same with the crust sauce. And I'll show you how that works in the code. So if we go into our models.py file and we go to our pizza form, we see here, these are the attributes of the pizza form, the ID, which is the auto field. And then here's our size, crust, sauce, and cheese are all foreign keys of different models. If we have a look at the size model here, it has its own ID and it has its name. It says here that def returns string self.name, because when we're picking through the options, we don't want to look at size object 1, size object 2. We want to be picking small, medium, large. That's why we're returning the name here. And these are primary keys. And then our toppings, like our pepperoni, our pineapple, they're all Booleans. So they're set to false from default. And then when you're filling out the form, you can click them to be true. So then they'll end up on your pizza. And then if we scroll down here, we have our deliveries model, which has its ID, and then it has its pizza, because when you fill out your pizza form, you want, when you fill in your information, you want that to correspond to the pizza you just made. So that's why it has a foreign key for pizza. And then it also has your name, address, card number, expiry date, which is a char field, and your CVV. CVV and card number are both decimal fields, and the rest are card fields or char fields. And then this has a custom validator. So as I demonstrated before, card number and CVV all have their custom validators that they have to be 16 and 3 long. In our expiry date, it's a bit more complicated. First, it checks if it's 5 characters long, because if it's not, immediately not 5 flags a validation error. Then we try this, because if we try, for starters, to the first 2 characters in integers and it doesn't work, then we raise a value error. So the first 2 characters have to be greater than 1, greater or equal to 1, and then less than or equal to 12. And then our year can't be less than 23 because then it would have already expired. And then our third character also has to be a slash. So then if we have a look in our forms.py file here, we have first our pizza creator form. So again, because we're pulling all of the objects for the size, when we pick a size, we're picking from a list of objects. So that's why our query set says size.objects all. And then same with crust, sauce, and cheese. And then pepperoni and all the other toppings are all Boolean fields that are set to false. And then you can click them to turn them to true, and they'll end up on your pizza. And then when we're filling out our delivery form, again, we have our char fields and our decimal fields. In our URLs file here, we see the path for the pizza creator. So when you go into pizza creator, then you want to go into your delivery, and that's why it carries over the ID as an integer for into the following form, because you want to correspond that form with the pizza that you just created, so that we can show it in the confirmation page here. See, this carries over the delivery ID. And then in our views.py file, if we scroll up to our delivery, our pizza creator, we're checking if the request is post, and then we're pulling the form. The form will equal the pizza creator form that we just filled out. And then if it's valid, we're saving it, and then we're redirecting to the delivery form. And then we're carrying over our pizza ID so that when we fill in our delivery form, we know which pizza whose pizza belongs to who. So then in our delivery form, we're accepting our request, our arguments are our request, and then also the pizza ID. And then we're getting the pizza get object or 404 from the pizza model, where the ID equals the ID of the pizza that we just filled out. For an admin who would just be filling in the delivery, a delivery object, creating one, they'd just be able to pick between all the pizza objects. But of course, in the form, we actually want to know the pizza that we just made. So then if it's equal post, and then our form will equal the delivery form that we just made, and then we're checking, is it valid? If it is, then delivery will equal form.save, and our commit false, because we don't want to save it immediately with that corresponding the pizza into the foreign key. So then we do that. Delivery.pizza equals pizza, then we save it, and then we're redirecting to the confirmation page. And we're carrying over our delivery ID so that we can get all the information that we need in our confirmation page. And then here's our confirmation page. Again, we're getting our delivery object, delivery get object, where ID equals delivery ID. And then we're saying for our toppings, we know all the Booleans if they're true or false. So here in toppings, in this function here, we're going through each one, seeing if it's true. And then if it is, we're appending the name of that topping to a list. And then when we render the confirmation page, we're carrying over we're bringing in with the delivery object with us, and also the toppings as an array. So if we go over now to our pizza creator form, we have here in our pizza creator form, first we have all of our forms, like our size, crust, sauce, and cheese, as you saw. And then here we have bootstrap cards, and we're using static to bring in those images. All those images are in our static folder, pepperoni.jpg, chicken.jpg. They're all stored in our folder, and then they're put into these cards, and the card will have the image, and then the name of the topping, and then a checkbox to see if you want to make that Boolean true or false. So here's all our cards, and then we have just submit our order. And then obviously from our views.py, this will bring us over to our delivery.html. And then again, here's our bootstrap checkboxes to make the website look pretty. And then our submit button here, and which will bring us to our confirmation page, which will show us all of our, will show there's an image, in the background, and then which is like a bootstrap image. It's using bootstrap to show that image, and then the text over that, just confirming the order and showing all the options that you chose. And just a quick aside, in our settings here, in our URLs, I have changed here so that I can get static to work. And then also down at the bottom here, I have a statics directory so that it will actually render those images in there. Yeah, that is all. So thank you for listening to my presentation.